How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. You're about to see some seriously freaky videos, so hit that subscribe button and get ready for more scary content. Just like this. TikTok user amazingly_Lou usually posts wholesome clips about daily life and her dogs, Peanut and Coco. But in mid-October 2025, something happened inside her home that left viewers uneasy. It was just before 3 AM, Lou was sitting in her living room, quietly reading a book, while her Labrador Peanut walked around the room. Everything looked completely normal on the home security camera, until something strange happened. Lou suddenly reacts as though something warm had breathed directly into her ear. But it's what happens next that sent the clip viral. See if you can spot it. As Lou stands and moves away, a small bottle on the table beneath the TV suddenly tips over on its own. No one touches it. There's no indication of a draft, it simply falls. The footage racked up millions of views, with commenters debating what Lou actually encountered. Amid comment section speculation, Lou posted a detailed storytime update to clear the air.
So since the videos that I posted in TikTok went viral, I think I owe you guys some story time.
She explains that she wasn't reading a Bible, as many assumed, but an ancient history book she was really engrossed in. Around 2:55 AM, she felt a warm breath against her ear, not a voice, just a deep exhale right beside her.
It was not a whisper, but it was just a breathing. Something that was breathing dito sa ears ko.
She says Peanut had been uneasy the whole time, even though she didn't bark. But the moment Lou felt the breath, the dog immediately moved toward the exact spot it happened. Lou also addresses skeptics who say the whole thing was staged. She responds calmly, "I don't force anyone to believe what I experienced. You were not there when it happened." By the end of her update, she pans the camera to Peanut, calling her "my guardian angel," adding she isn't scared anymore because her dog is always by her side.
Here's my guardian angel. No, I'm not scared because I have this baby girl of mine that's actually protecting me. So, there.
So what really happened in Lou's living room that night? A draft, a coincidence, or something standing just close enough to breathe into her ear?
What the? Why is it over here?
This next incident has sent the internet into a frenzy over the past few weeks.
It flew away or flew right there.
A YouTube channel simply called James suddenly appeared in people's feeds. And what it documented was one of the strangest unfolding stories the platform has seen in years.
Again, so here it is. Okay, not trying to get too close to it.
According to viewers, the very first video, now deleted, showed James camping alone in the desert when a metal cylinder fell from the sky and crashed into the sand not far from his tent. James later re-uploaded the clip saying YouTube removed the original for reasons he didn't understand.
Here we are. Right here, you can hear it humming if I go close enough. God, it makes me feel weird.
In the footage, he digs the object out by hand. The cylindrical shape hums softly, and James says he feels uneasy just touching it, even nauseous.
Right here, you can hear it humming if I go close enough. God, it makes me feel weird. But yeah, I think it's under here.
Over the next several days, he posts a series of increasingly intense updates. He measures the object, he films strange markings carved into the surface, symbols he can't decipher. He notes that only the ends are magnetic, while the middle has no reaction to magnets at all. He even claims the cylinder suddenly grew hot enough to burn him.
It's feeling hot.
Then things take a darker turn. Lights in his basement flicker whenever he brings the object near them.
That never ever happens, but first of all, that's gonna be annoying. Okay, there it is. I'm keeping it locked in this room. It's kind of like a dungeon. Stupid light. Hopefully it's just the light, not anything going on with this.
He reports nightmares, headaches, and a growing sense that the object is alive, but dying.
It seems like the thing is... It seems like it's alive and it's dying. It's vibrating in patterns and it's vibrating weaker and weaker each time, so...
In one update, James says the cylinder moved on its own, lifting slightly off the ground after he poured water on it. Another clip shows him driving home from work at sunrise, claiming a huge winged creature circled his car for nearly 5 miles.
There is something flying around my car right now shrieking. And I am terrified. I don't know what it is. I've seen it. It's like a huge black bat, is what I'd say. And when I slow down, I like hear it. It's like shrieking in the air. I'm just gonna be recording for a while and see if I can see it again. I think it's behind me, flying around, or up above.
Deep shrieking noises fill the audio as he films the dark sky through his windscreen.
This is insane. I'm hoping you could have heard that. I didn't see it or anything, but I heard it screeching again.
But everything came to a head during a YouTube live stream.
Hey guys, I'm here. I am opening it today, so we have a drill bit here. This is gonna be, I'm gonna start with a small hole, go bigger.
James told viewers he was finally going to drill into the metal object. Hundreds tuned in.
Drilling into it today. If it even is drillable. But yeah.
He starts drilling. Seconds later, a bright blue glow appears around the bit.
No, I'm sorry.
The feed goes black. For nearly 20 minutes, only muffled banging and strange mechanical sounds can be heard before the stream abruptly ends. In the hours that followed, comment sections exploded. Some said James had passed out from fumes or heat. Others insisted he had been abducted, pointing to faint high-pitched whirring in the audio that sounded like rotor blades or metallic footsteps. People urged others to contact police. On 4chan's paranormal board, users debated whether the cylinder was alien technology, a military device, or a toxic waste container he should never have touched. Then, silence. For days, James didn't post, and speculation reached a boiling point. The story took another turn when James finally went live again. This time, he looked disoriented. He claimed he didn't know where he was and needed help.
My migraines. Oh, I don't even know what to do right now. I don't know how far away home I am. Oh, I gotta go. I gotta give this back, guys. This is not even my phone. I'm gonna throw this phone away.
But many viewers noticed something odd. Instead of checking Google Maps, he chose to go live on YouTube and dramatically describe his confusion to thousands of strangers. Critics instantly called it a performance. And just like that, the story collapsed. A few days later, James uploaded a short video admitting the entire thing was staged, a fictional project he had been working on for fun.
I'm gonna have to end it and come clean with you guys. But yes, it was all a hoax. Completely a hoax from the start. I got 20,000 people to believe me, possibly more. A bunch of YouTubes make a channel on me, which I think will go down in history as something pretty funny, which is what I enjoy doing, making people laugh.
But even with the confession, many followers weren't convinced. They argued that he was forced to recant, that someone made him walk back the truth to bury a real discovery. A sort of reverse Uno card to claim it's fake, so nobody keeps investigating.
Yeah. I guess that's all we really have today.
So what do you think? Was James fabricating a viral sci-fi saga from the start, or did he stumble onto something strange in the desert and then get pressured into calling it a hoax?
What is that? No, I'm sorry.
TikTok user Yanami Kaela recently shared a strange moment caught during a family dinner right in the middle of Typhoon Uwan sweeping across the Philippines. Her family had gathered for a meal despite the storm outside. To capture the moment, the OP set her phone to record everything in time lapse. Then halfway through dinner, the power suddenly cuts out. For about 30 seconds, the entire home is plunged into darkness. When the lights flicker back on, everyone resumes eating as though nothing unusual happened. But when the OP reviewed the time-lapse later that night, something eerie stood out. During the blackout, in the kitchen at the back of the room, a shadowy figure seems to zip from left to right across the frame. The movement is quick. Some viewers think it's just time-lapse compression or motion blur. So what do you think? A glitch caused by filming during a blackout? Or a genuine shadow figure moving through the kitchen when the lights went out? Here's a quick and eerie one. This homeowner says they were home alone when they spotted something strange hiding in their roof cavity. At first, it just looks like a dark patch. But brighten the image, and a shape appears. It looks like a figure crouched in the shadows watching from above. There's no context, no location, no follow-up, just a creepy clip that's been circulating online with no explanation. So what do you think this is? A trick of the light? Or was someone really hiding in the roof that night? Alright gang, now if you want to submit your own content, we have a brand new website that we've built from scratch, from the ground up, for you guys to submit your own content. It's at slappedhamsubmissions.com. So it's a 3-step process. Number 1, choose your type of submission. So whether you're suggesting content or submitting your own. So if you've seen some content around, say on TikTok or Instagram, or you want to suggest a reel or clip, then use this. Option number 2, if you've got your own video, photo, or story, then select submit your own content. Fill out the form, preferably using the who, what, how format. That way we can build out a bit of a story based on your content. It makes it more interesting for other viewers. So we'll review your submissions. So for example here, upload your whatever it is, clip, photo, etc. Fill out all your details, describe it as best you can. That way we can write a much better segment and it's much more entertaining for the rest of the Slapped Ham community. Then you have to verify that you own the rights to the content and you are allowing us to use the content. You retain full rights, of course. You're just granting us permission to show it on our channel, submit the content, and then if it's interesting enough, we may feature it on the channel. So check it out. It's at slappedhamsubmissions.com. We'll put a link in the description box every episode. So if you want to submit your own content, check that out. We'll also pin it in the comments.
Dude, how scary is that?
Here's a weird one that's been trending this past week.
God, dude. What the She's crawling through all this, bro.
TikTok user Joseph Stalin Loves You was out building a fence on his property in Sacramento when he noticed something strange in the thick foliage nearby. At first, everything looks normal, just tangled branches and shadows. But if you look closely, there's movement.
It's right there staring at me. Dude, how scary is that?
A woman appears to be crawling through the bushes.
God, dude. What the She's crawling through all this, bro.
It's easy to miss, but once you spot her, it's undeniably creepy.
Oh my God.
There is definitely someone hiding back there.
Dude, how scary is that?
The clip blew up online, racking up nearly 1 million views in just a few days. Commenters debated whether it was a prank, a neighbor in distress, or something far stranger watching him from the tree line.
She's back in here trying to find a way into my property.
As for the TikToker, he says he reposted the clip because the original was flagged and taken down, adding another layer of mystery. So what exactly was this woman doing crawling through the bushes? Prank, prowler, or something else entirely?
Dude, how scary is that? Oh my God, dude. What the She's crawling through all this, bro.
Here's another quick and creepy one. This footage, shared by TikTok user TheDyer1987, shows something eerie. A woman in a long white dress standing on the side of a rural road, seemingly in the middle of nowhere. In the original audio, the uploader claims you can even hear her whisper, "Please," as they pass. The family later said they were terrified, not because she looked threatening, but because the moment felt strangely out of place, almost unnatural. Sightings like this tap into one of the most widespread ghost legends in the world, the White Lady. Across different cultures, the White Lady appears as a lone woman dressed in pale clothing, often along remote roads, forests, or bridges. She's usually tied to a tragic past, lost love, betrayal, or an untimely death, and her spirit is said to wander, still seeking help or closure. So what did this family actually encounter that night? A stranded traveller, a prank, or a modern glimpse of the timeless White Lady legend? Here's a strange one, not a sighting, but a revelation that's shaken government circles across Canada. In mid-2025, Canada's Chief Science Advisor released a landmark report called the Sky Canada Project, and what it uncovered is startling. Canada's entire system for dealing with UFOs or UAPs is essentially broken. According to the report, for nearly 30 years, Canada hasn't had a proper way to collect or investigate public sightings. Most reports simply vanish. Police discard them as non-offense calls. Aviation logs record them, but never study them. Military channels classify them and lock them away. A nationwide survey found that 27% of Canadians say they've seen a UAP, but 90% never reported it. Many said they wouldn't even know how. The report also notes UAPs are now a serious aviation and national security concern. One of the catalysts was the mysterious object shot down over the Yukon in 2023, labelled internally by NORAD as UAP-23. All of this led the Sky Canada project to make one big recommendation. Canada needs a central, transparent, public-facing UAP office, ideally run by the Canadian Space Agency. A place where the public can report sightings, researchers can analyse them, and findings can be posted openly, similar to France's well-known GEIPAN program. The report also highlights Canada's forgotten UFO history, from the Falcon Lake burns in 1967 to the Shag Harbour crash the same year, and even suggests that decades of data were lost when the National Research Council suddenly stopped collecting UAP reports in 1995. But perhaps the biggest mystery isn't in the skies at all. It's why Canada let this topic fall into a policy vacuum for 30 years, while allies like the US, France, and Chile built formal UAP study programs. So now the question is, will Canada finally create a modern, open UAP office? Or will this report become yet another overlooked chapter in the country's long, strange history with the unexplained?
My door just keeps opening by itself. Watch, here, look, nobody.
This next clip comes from TikTok user My House Is Haunted 777.
Now watch. Look, let me close this door.
The footage shows a hallway in the OP's home.
2. Oh,
The door begins to rattle.
oh heck no.
You can clearly see the door handle twisting as though someone on the other side is trying to open it, but the OP insists they were home alone.
My door just keeps opening by itself. Watch, here, look, nobody. Nobody in this house. Nobody.
They open it, but there's no one there.
Oh heck no. No. Okay, God, look. Nothing. Dogs barking and everything.
Viewers debated whether this was loose hinges, air pressure, or something more unsettling, especially given how deliberately the handle seems to move.
No. Okay, God, look. Nothing. Dogs barking and everything.
Guys, I kind of feel like I should call someone.
Here's a strange one that's been creeping out TikTok. User, she's spooky, filmed something unusual from her bedroom window.
First I thought she was waiting for someone, but no one has come, and there's nothing she's staring at.
A person standing completely still on the sidewalk across the street.
This girl has been standing here completely like a statue, like this.
According to the OP, the girl had been standing there like a statue for over 15 minutes. No phone, no movement, no reaction to passing cars, just motionless.
What the
The clip quickly went viral, with viewers offering all kinds of theories. Some joked it was a glitch in the Matrix, comparing the moment to NPCs freezing in a video game. Others suggested the girl might be experiencing a medical episode, like an absence seizure or dissociative freeze.
Completely like a statue, like this, for 15 minutes.
Whatever the explanation, the eerie stillness, combined with the quiet, empty street, gives the footage an unsettling edge.
And there's nothing she's staring at. What the
Before we get to our last segment, remember to help us out by tapping that like button, leaving some comments down below, and sharing this on your socials. This is part 4 of our in-depth look at England's infamous Screaming Skulls. Today, we're heading to Greater Manchester, to a medieval manor house with a relic so feared it was once written into the lease agreement that it must never be removed. This is the story of the Wardley Hall skull, a relic tied to storms, curses, and one of England's most brutal martyrdoms. Wardley Hall stands in Worsley, Salford, and the skull rests in a niche beside the main staircase, pale, weathered, and infamous for what supposedly happens when you disturb it. According to old folklore, the skull acts as a supernatural guardian of the property, and removing it triggers violent retribution. The most famous story tells of a servant who tried to dispose of the skull by throwing it into the moat outside. Moments later, a ferocious storm erupted, sheets of lightning, howling wind, and trees torn from the ground. Buildings were said to have been stripped of their thatch. The owner, Morton the Younger, was so terrified that he drained the moat and returned the skull to its place. Only then, tradition says, did the storm subside. The legend didn't stop there. Tenants refused to cover the square opening in the wall where the skull rested, believing it needed the aperture open to remain calm. And in one of the strangest details of all, the skull's continued presence became an actual legal condition of tenancy. If you lived at Wardley Hall, you lived with the skull. But for decades, the identity of the skull was a matter of speculation, and one rival legend suggested it belonged to a violent 17th century rake named Roger Downes, a notorious courtier of Charles II. The story claimed Downes murdered a tailor in a drunken rage and later had his own head struck from his body during a brawl, only for the severed head to be delivered to his family at Wardley Hall. It's a dramatic tale, but in 1779, the Downes vault was opened and Roger's skeleton was found still intact, head and all. That legend was officially debunked. The real story is far darker and true. The skull belongs to Saint Ambrose Barlow, a Benedictine monk executed during the fierce anti-Catholic persecutions of 1641. Born Edward Barlow, he ministered secretly for 24 years before being arrested on Easter Sunday. His crime? Being a Catholic priest, considered treason at the time. On September 10th, 1641, he was hanged, drawn and quartered. His severed head was then placed on a pike in Manchester as a warning to others. But his cousin Francis Downes, the Catholic Lord of Wardley Hall, risked everything to retrieve the head and hide it within the manor. For over a century, its hiding place remained secret. During demolition work around 1745, the head was rediscovered inside a hidden chapel wall. Witnesses at the time said it still had auburn hair and a full set of teeth, matching descriptions of Ambrose Barlow. Forensic testing in 1959 confirmed it. The skull belonged to a man in his 50s, Barlow's exact age, and bore the marks of a head violently severed, then piked for display. Every detail aligned. In 1961, the Diocese of Salford officially recognised the relic as the skull of St Ambrose Barlow, one of England's 40 martyrs. Today, Wardley Hall serves as the residence of the Bishop of Salford, and the skull still rests in its niche by the stairs, no longer seen as a curse object, but a holy relic. Even so, the old stories remain. storms, curses, and a guardian spirit protecting its home. So what preserved this skull for nearly 4 centuries? Fear or faith? Or perhaps, as the legend suggests, something watching over Wardley Hall even now?
Well, hey, that's the end of the episode. Thank you so much for watching. Click these 2 links here if you want to watch more scary clips. Leave us a comment down below. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time.